So with this badge in front of me, finally on console, it's DLC day. So it's finally here, Ford coming to console. I mean, to be fair, I watched a live stream last night, and they weren't yes or no on other Ford things coming to the coming to console. Well, coming to Farm Sim 25 anyway. So we'll have to see on that one. But what we have got today is the Plains and Prairies DLC, and we've got all this stuff, which is going to be ace. Now, we're going to take a little look at everything. And obviously, certain things, but particularly, are going to go together, basically, because of the horsepower it requires. So, first off, we're going to have a little look at this one. The smallest tractor in the pack, the old versatile Nemesis. 195 horsepower engine, 31 mile an hour top speed, and 182.5 grand if you don't have the optional front bit on. I would have gone the other way, wouldn't I? There we are. So, nothing on the front, 182.5 grand. Great. You can then change the engine output up to 215 horsepower, then go to 220, and then back to 195. So your 220 is your top version. You then have your wheel brands, your Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, Väderstad, BKT, and then back to Trelleborg again. And you've got the usual shenanigans. I mean, you've got your normal, you've got your mediums, and you've got your wides on a small tractor. And you got some narrow tyres, you got some twins, you got some narrow twins all round. So that's going to be your road crop wheels. And then you got your rear twins against standard size tyres. And then obviously standard size tyres there. And then back to the originals. But to be fair, look at a state of those. The wide tyres, chunky tyres on a small tractor like that. That is awesome. Then you've got the option of attach it on the front, so you can have a 40 kilo, not 400, 40 kilo weight, 80 kilo, 120 kilo, 160, 200, 240, 280, 320, 360, 400, and then your 3 points. So there's a ton of different options on the weight on the front of this already. Okay, fair enough. Then you've got your front loader attacher, so you've got your versatile quickie or nothing. So if you go for the versatile one, obviously that brings us on to the next thing. Which brings us on to the next thing, the old versatile V7. Obviously, it's going to be on the front load. It's going to require 140 horsepower from your tractor, and it's going to cost you 9.5 grand. I mean, obviously, there is no... I say obviously, there is no options. It's obviously in the versatile colour to match up to your tractor. Oh, here we go. I mean, to be fair, out in the open, out in the wild, I like this. I mean, it's the first little tractor at the back, but I must admit, I do like it. I mean, versatile. They've, for me, it's always seemed like there's a big tractor thing, you know, a big equipment thing as well. But I like this. It's a little tractor knocking around knocking around your farmyard, doing some little things. And obviously, versatile is, I believe it's Canadian, which is ironic, since we've got a Canadian flag in our workshop. Oh, but that is looking good, I must admit. Right, on to the next one, which is going to be the MFWD. Now, a little bit bigger than the previous one. So 300 horsepower on this one, 24 mile an hour top speed, and a touch under 260 grand if we don't go for the optional extra. There you are, Giants, what are you doing? Why are you making us buy stuff extra? So that's your standard base version. You can then change the engine output up to 320, and then 340, and then 370, and then 400, and then back to 300. So 400 is your top version on this one. You then got your wheel branch, you got your Trelleborg, your Michelins, Continental, Mitas, BKT, Väderstad, Nokian, and then back to Trelleborg. And again, you got the usual shenanigans on the go. I mean, you got your normal, medium, and wides, which is all right. Then you got some narrow tyres. I got your rear twin on your narrows. You then got your narrows all round. Fair enough. Obviously, it's a similar sort of setup to the original one. You then got a front weight, so you can have a 120 kilo, 240, 360, 550, and then back to nothing. And it attaches, so you've got EU or US. Spin it around the back. Let's have a little look. It's EU or US. So basically the trailer hitch in the middle, but all right, fair enough. And to be fair, this one's looking good as well. The only thing I will say is those indicator stalks, they look like they should fold down. But we've got no option to fold anything down like that, so it is, well, it is. I mean, the indicators work, don't get me wrong. They just look like they should fold down. All right, fair enough. I mean, great having another little, I say another little, I mean, we'll park it next to this one. Is it slightly bigger? Maybe a little bit bigger. Obviously not the baby one of the group like the previous one, but it's a little bit longer. All right, fair enough. We're then going to come to two sets of twins. We've got the 976 Versatile and then the 976, which is also versatile. So we've got the Ford 976 Versatile first. So that wasn't confusing at all. So it's 365 horsepower engine, 12 mph top speed, and 133 grand to buy. You then got your wheel brands, you got your Trelleborg, your BKT, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, Väderstad, Nokian, and then back to Trelleborg again. And we've got some different versions. Got some twins in there. That's looking all right. Well, you got narrow twins first, and then you got your standard twins. All right, no triples, but okay, fair enough. I mean, those are looking pretty good. So you got a front weight underneath. So you got your 300 kilo, 900 kilo, 1.3 ton, and then back to nothing. Then got additional weights. This is going to be round the back. There we are. So we've got a 400 kilo, 1,000, 1.6 ton, 2.2 ton, and then back to nothing. You then got your only color option on this is going to be your rim color. So well, actually, it's saying rim colours. It's done everything. You've basically turned it into a Versatile, even though it's a Ford. Okay, we'll go. Uh-oh. I may have broke it. We'll go back to that one. That's the one. So you need to have rim colour on the white. Well, on the first white, not the second white. Otherwise, you're going to change it to a Versatile colour. Interesting. When it comes to the actual Versatile version of the old 976, it's pretty much the same sort of things. Same engine horsepower, 365, same mile an hour, 12, 133 grand as well, and the same options, but obviously it's going to be a different colour. Now, from the outside with these two, obviously, apart from the colour change, they do look exactly the same. Ignoring the fact that I've got twins on one and standard on the other, they are literally the same, apart from the paint colour. I mean, it's like, even like inside, you can get right in there. I mean, do a little bit of work on there. That is ace. I mean, over here, same sort of thing, obviously different colour. But, if we go inside, there we are. We got sort of analog dashboard there. Right, fair enough. And then we go inside the Ford. So also got the same analog dashboard. So it's like the same. The same all round. It's literally the same vehicle. Look, we're chopped backwards and forwards. Apart from the colour of the bonnet, it's exactly the same. Fair enough. But they do sound good. So we'll start it up. A little bit of a bark. And once we get going, I mean, it rips through those gears. We're in 12th gear. I mean, we're doing 14 mile an hour, so it's not the speediest of vehicles. But obviously, this is designed to be working in the field. But you're not doing 100 million miles an hour, so I think that's ace. I mean, it certainly does rip through those gears pretty quick. It's like, bam, 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 bam. It's like a semi-automatic gearbox. No, sequential gearbox, that's the one. Oh, that's ace. We then got our second set of twins, and again, like the previous set, the 1156 Versatile, either by Ford or by Versatile. They're basically both the same. So we're going to the Ford one, because obviously it's great having that brand in the game. Now, 470 horsepower engine, 12 mile an hour top speed, and 171.5 grand to buy. Again, you got your Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, BKT, Väderstad, Mitas, and then back to Trelleborg. And again, you've got the same sort of things. You've got wides, you've got narrow twins, you've got twin wheels, triples. Oh, we've got trips on the old big Ford. That's ace. We're going to go for that. And then back to your standard. You then got your additional weight, again, underneath. So we've got your 400 kilo. We'll just zoom in a bit. Can we get a little bit better? Can we quite see it? No, it's just underneath. But all right, fair enough. 400 kilo, ton, 1.6 ton, 2 ton, and then back to... Oh, it's additional weight. Does that mean they're on the back? Hold on a minute. There we are. They're on the back. They're not underneath at the front. Oh, there we are. Oh, that's even better. So 1,600, 2,000, and then back to nothing. Now you got your rim colour. And I wonder if this is going to do the same. So give it a go. Oh, no, this one doesn't. I mean, it does take the full branding off of it, mind you. if you go for different colour wheels. So the slightly off-white is going to be your Ford brand one. All right, no problem. And just like the previous set of twins, this is basically going to be the same. Just interesting. It's we've come into this and it's a Ford Blue already. Right, okay. Same horsepower engine, same mile an hour top speed, and 171.5 grand. You got your same tyre setup as well, which is all right. And then, well, let's go for that. So that's coming out. That's the Ford White. All right. Well, if we go for that one, can we get? No, it's just doing the rims. Do you know what? I wonder if this is because of I got the unlimited color mod turned on. Oh, interesting. Maybe that's messing with that. Because from what I've seen earlier on from people that got early access to it, that might have been causing a few problems. All right. Let me go. Let me back out. We'll come back in. Right. So here we are. So I've gone back into the game. I've turned the unlimited color mod off, and it's sorted it. What's going on with that? It messes with the colors, but okay. That's interesting because now we don't have any color options on it. See, before it had the option to change the rim colors. Now it doesn't. Oh, let's go check on that one. No, that's not got any color options on either. See, unlimited color mod was giving it optional color options, which is random. So okay, so base version you don't get no color choices. Right, fair enough. Okay, now we got that one sorted. I like the previous twins we had before as well. You basically got the same. It's the same sort of thing on the outside, all bar the colour, and obviously ignoring that I've got triples on the old Ford. But apart from that, you know, the grille at the front, they're basically the same, just different colour. And obviously you got your little engine hatch on the side. Fair enough. Now, there is one thing that is different on these two, actually. If we go over to the Väderstad first, we go inside. Same sort of analog design inside. Great, no problem. We go over to the Ford. It's got a digital one. A digital display. Okay, why not? No problem. Well, let's give this a little start up. Sounding pretty good. Watch out for traffic. I mean, how many gears has this got? So it's got 4 gears. So it's not having to rip through the gears like the previous ones. And I like that from behind. You can even see the fan going. That's pretty good. Oh, I do like this on. I mean, articulating, again, like the previous two. So it may not be your thing. I mean, sometimes they can be a little bit, you know, difficult to control. But, okay, fair enough. And then we'll go for this one as well. Obviously, with the standard wheel setup. Again, you've got the fan going at the front. Alright, fair enough. Obviously, you go for whichever one you want. I'd imagine, with Ford being in the game now, they're probably going to be the more popular out of these sets of twins anyway. But either way, they're looking good. I mean, older style, definitely. But I think I probably would go for the Ford as well, because, you know, why not? We then move on to this. This thing, the old 1080 Big Roy. Now, obviously, this was I believe it's a prototype version made for Canada and Australia. I think that's what people have been saying anyway. 600 horsepower engine, 12 mile an hour top speed, 219 grand to buy. There is no options on it, and it is just massive. 8 wheel, 4 axle, beast of a thing. Look at the state of it. And once we get it out in the wild, here we are. I mean, this just looks awesome. I mean, it's huge. It's absolutely huge. Again, articulating in the middle. You got little engine hatches as well, so you could facilitate, you know, doing a little bit of work around the back. So there is no 3-point, so it's just a trailer hitch on the back. But it's, oh, this is just huge. Let's give it a little start up. All right, little bit of a as we get going. Okay, fair enough. So what's this got? 6th gear. It's like in 6th gear before we've even got out the car park or the shop, but okay. I mean, it's don't get me wrong, it's not the fastest of things, but obviously this was designed to be pulling huge pieces of equipment. It's got 600 horsepower engine, which is going to be pretty decent once you get some big implements on the back of it. Just look at the state of it. Oh, it's huge. Oh, why not? And also with this thing, before we move on, in the back, there's 2 seats. So if you're on multiplayer game, you can actually carry 2 extra people. You can carry 2 people in the back of this as well. As if this wasn't big enough, 3 of you can fit in the front. Oh, why not? We then move on to the newest tractor in the pack, the old DeltaTrack. 583 horsepower engine, 21 mile an hour top speed, and 495.5 grand to buy. Yes. Yes, indeed. Tracks on a vehicle, on a tractor, whatever, always look good. You can then change the engine output and go up to 638 horsepower, 665, and then back to 583. So 665 is going to be your top one. You then got your wheel setups, you got your crawler track, you got the crawler track broad. Oh, yes. Or you got your original. No, go for the wide ones. Look at the state of that. That's awesome. I love it. I mean, obviously, with all the vehicles, you can change your license plate, but having the broad ones on, that just looks ace. Right, here it is. Oh, that's to be fair. I know we got like the quad track and the 9RX. This is up there with them. This is looking good. So let's give it a little bit of a start up. Right, fair enough. Newer style diesel engine, not a problem. Again, it's not got a. Well, to be fair, it's got the highest top speed out of these big ones that we've seen so far. I think maybe the smaller ones might have been a touch faster, but okay. Again, articulating. So if you're into that sort of thing, great. If not, all right, okay. Again, newer version, newest out of the big ones. Anyway, I think the small one looks pretty new as well. I like that. I mean, obviously, vehicle with tracks on, and obviously you got the broad tracks as well. That is looking ace. And our last standalone vehicle, and well, I say standalone, you'll see what I mean on the next one, is the International LT series. Obviously, we've had the International in the game so far, but it's just building on that brand a little bit extra. So, 370 horsepower engine, 55 mile an hour top speed, and a 74 grand price tag if you don't have any optional extras which they put in from the beginning. It's a grand on the wheels. Dear oh dear, having the chrome wheels is £1,000. Wow, that's some pricey wheels. Anyway, so that's your standard base version, 74 grand. You can then have a high-rise sleeper, although that does take away some of the options. Was it the aero parts and front bumper disappear if you go for the high-rise sleeper? Right, okay, fair enough. Then got sky-rise sleeper, even bigger. And then you got back to your day cab. Now, once you got your day cab, you can change. Well, to be fair, on all of them, you can change the engine output. So 370, 400 horsepower, 430, 450, and then 470, and then 515, and then back to the 370. So 515 is your highest horsepower International LT series. Now, if you have gone for the day cab and you want a little bit extra on, you can have the aero parts, which is going to be those bits. It's going to add 3.5 grand. And then the bumper, so you've got painted or plastic, so obviously black or body colour. Then you've got your mirrors, yes or no. It's going to be putting those on the bonnet there. You then got your sun shield, which is going to be obviously over the front windscreen. Then you've got your main colour, which is obviously going to be your main colour. Do you know, that being said, I quite like that blue. What's that blue called? Blue. I would have thought it's got some sort of fancy name, but no, it hasn't. And then you've got your rim colours, which is obviously going to be your rims. Do you know what? We'll go with it. It's a grand, but we're going to go with the chrome ones anyway. So here it is in the old Skyrise Sleep. I've gone for that version because, you know, just look at it. I mean, that's what it says. I mean, you can't get in the back. And he's saying that. Let's have a little go. I've tried getting in the back and it sort of didn't work. You just get into the vehicle. So it is just for aesthetics on it all, but okay, fair enough. Now, there is no options for moving anything around. It is what it is. You back up into a trailer and then pull it away. Ah, that's looking quite good. Looking quite sleek. Ah, fair enough. Right, onto the vehicle that's also something else. Yeah, the next one's ace. And it's the Fendt Rogator 900. This is something special, I must admit. I do like this. Possibly my favourite part of the pack. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm a Fendt fan, but this is awesome. It really is, and I'll show you what I mean in a little bit. So, 315 horsepower engine, 36 mile an hour top speed, 4,164 litre tank on the back, 27 meter working width with a 15-mile-an-hour working speed, and a 409 grand price tag if you don't go for that one. If you go for the fertilizer spreader, so that's your cheapest version there. Right, so that's got a 20 meter working width on it. All right, fair enough. Then you've got the option of turning it from a fertilizer spreader to a Air Max fertilizer spreader, and this right here is what makes it special, and we're going to have a look at that in a minute. Then got the liquid logic sprayer just there, which obviously is going to be using liquid fertilizer, and then you got back to the original, but the one we want is going to be this one here. Right, we'll come back to that in a minute, because we're going to stay with the liquid logic sprayer because there's another option on it down below. So you got your engine set up to 315 horsepower, then goes up to 339, and then go to, well, 339 again, although the H, what's the difference with the H? Interesting. Okay, there doesn't seem to be, I mean, it's putting some different lights on it. All right, fair enough. So you've got some light stalks there. All right, fair enough. 365 horsepower with the H version, and then 315 again. I'm just intrigued. We'll go for the H anyway. We'll go for that. Then you got your wheel brands. You got your Trelleborg, your Michelin, BKT, Continental, Mitas, Väderstad, Nokian, and then back to Trelleborg again. And you got your narrows and you got your wide tyres. Yes, look at the state of that. Oh no, go for the wide tyres every day of the week. That is awesome. I mean, I do like that. Then you got your tank set up. So obviously this is only going to be on the one for the liquid fertilizer. So 1100 gallons, which is, well, it's saying there 4,164. We'll go for 1300. Oh yeah, 4921. 4,000, so basically 5,000 litres. Or back to the original. Then you got your working whips. You got your 27 meter, your 30 meter, 36, and then 40. Wow, 40 meter. That is all right. That is all right indeed. Now, obviously, that's your liquid version. So if we go for, well, no, that one, that's the one. That's the one we want to go for. We're going to go for this one. Now, I'm intrigued what the H version is. Right, so I think we figured out what it is. To be fair, this is ace. Oh, I do like it. Right, RB and right stick, left and right. You're going to be moving your track in and out of your wheels. Great, no problem, standard. LB and right stick, left and right. This is going to be only on the H version. You can actually lift it up. Or you can raise and lower on the old axles. That is awesome. I do like that. I mean, look at the state of it. Now, obviously the party piece for this specific version, you know, you got your liquid fertilizer, you got your solid fertilizer one. Great, no problem. This is a combo of the two. So we're going to fill it up, and that is the first part of it. So we're going to fill it up like that. Solid fertilizer is the only thing that it takes. It's got a boom on the back with a solid fertilizer on it. Yeah, that's what makes this special. And that rolling on the top, that is awesome. So LB and left on the D-pad, open cover. That is a great animation. Right, let's get this over to the side of the field, and I'll show you what I mean by the old boom solid fertilizer shenanigans. Right, so here we are at the side of the field, and to be fair, I don't even know what state's this field in. Stubble, harvested, there you are, perfect. Right, so LB and A will unfold it. There we are, it's going to put the old arms out like that. So you may be thinking, do you know what, this still looks like a liquid fertilizer sprayer. No, it's not, it's solid fertilizer. You see there, in the right hand corner, solid fertilizer. So we'll get going, and then we'll turn it on. So it's dropping it down out of the little nozzles for a more precise application. So if we was to lower it down as well, she's getting it further down, as you know, closer to the ground sort of thing. That is ace. You know, normally, you know, solid fertilizer just comes out the back, gets flung in the air and just sort of settles on the wind. Oh, not with this. Now you're getting a more precise application going over. Obviously this would be better with precision farming if I had that turned on, which I haven't. So it is just putting a standard base layer down as a normal fertilizer spreader would. But that is awesome. I mean, it looks like a sprayer but uses solid fertilizer, which generally I found is cheaper in the game. That's ace. Right, so now we've got all the vehicles out of the way. Obviously, this pack isn't just about vehicles. There is some implements coming with it as well. And to be fair, there is one I think is pretty good. And right, so let's take a look at the first one. So first up is the Väderstad Seedhawk 84, 550 horsepower requirement for me tractor, 25.6 meter working width with a 7-mile-an-hour working speed for 312.5 grand to buy. And then 550 horsepower, yeah, you're going to need something tasty. Now, you may be thinking, do you know what? There's no seat capacity on it. And you're right. That's because this is going to go along with this. The old Väderstad PD 1000, 35,315 litres. Wow. That's big. That is big indeed. So you are going to need something, let's face it, huge to be pulling it. 345.5 grand to buy. You do have the option of wheel setup. So you get your standard rear twin wheels or standard. Right, let's give this one a go. I'm not going to lie. That was a bit of a pain getting it all hooked up. But we got it all hooked up. And to be fair, it's looking good together. I must admit, all the pipe work going in, that is ace. Right, now, obviously the old seeding unit on the back, we do need to get it filled up. So, we zoom out a little. We do LB and left on the D-pad. It's going to unfold the cover. So, you're going to pull that out like that. And it's going to go to the first one. Great. So, would be the wrong side, wouldn't it? Let's spin it around. This is going to be interesting. Am I going to hit everything on the way back? There is a good chance. We'll soon find out. So spin it around to my old silo just there. Then we should be able to get that in. Oh, a little bit more, a little bit more. Oh, that's close enough. Close enough. Is that going to do it? Right. Can we fill it up? Start filling. Yes. Right. Seeds. We can only put seed in the first bit. That's great. I mean, I haven't got it 100% lined up, but all right. Close enough. Now, do LB and left on the D-pad again. It's then going to move to the back one. Alright, fair enough. So we'll just edge it forward. Start filling again. Solid fertilizer. Job done. So basically, it opens up to the first one, and then you press it again. It opens up to the second one. Press it again, and it opens up. Well, it closes up at the end. Puts it all back to where it should be. Right, let's get this over to the field then. Right, so we're just coming up to the field, and to be fair, the good thing about this seeding unit is it's a direct drill. So you haven't got to worry about cultivating or ploughing the field first, which is what we haven't done. So, alright, fair enough. So we'll unfold it. Obviously, it's going to do its animation. It's going to unfold like a flower during the rain. No, do they unfold during the rain? No, they unfold during the sun. It unfolds anyway. There we are. Right, so once it's done its thing, it's put its last bit down, we're ready to go. So, obviously, we've got the seeder unit on the back. We're then going to turn it on. Well, lower it down, turn it on, and away we go. What we're doing? We're planting wheat. Fair enough. At 25 meter working width, I mean 7 mile an hour, it is the working speed of the unit, so it's not the tractor that's struggling, mind you, but 25 meter, I mean, to be fair, it is one of those sort of things that the map that I'm on 4 fields probably does require something big. Look at the stage. I mean, the whole thing, the Plains and Prairies DLC was supposed to be for like North America, you know, USA, Canada, big open fields, that sort of thing. So it does fit in well in this type of environment. We'll then move on to this one, the old Väderstad Tempo K24, 11,000 litre capacity, or that is going to be split between liquid fertiliser and seed, 365 horsepower requirement for me tractor, 18 metre working width, and a 12 mile an hour working speed. And you're going to find it under planters, because it's going to be doing your usual planting shenanigans. Now, it's going to cost you 290 grand, but it's got tracks on the back. Oh, fair enough. Now, this isn't a direct drill, so you will need to prepare the seed, well, prepare the field first before you put the seed in the ground, but all right, fair enough. So just like the previous seeder plant, or whatever you want to call it, you're obviously going to need to open the lid up like that. So it's only going to do the one. It's not going to move it across to the other one once you get it going. So we'll put some seed in there. So that's filled that up, and we're also going to be putting some liquid fertilizer in. Same hole that's open, let's put it in the same one, no problem. Right, fair enough. So let's get this to the field. Now, I've got a worker doing a bit of ploughing at the minute, so hopefully the field's prepared for us when we get there. Alright, so here we go. I mean, it's done a nice little stretch for me, so that's alright. So we'll unfold it, LB and A. It's going to do its thing. To be fair, The tracks on the bottom, that is looking good. I must admit, that is looking great. I mean, obviously it's only going to be doing your planting shenanigans, but still, it's got tracks on the bottom. Always makes it better. So LB and B lower it down, LB and X turn it on, and we're doing some planting. Fair enough. Planting with a planter that's got some tracks on the bottom. That's awesome. Right, the next thing we're going to take a look at is the Salford Independent Series 1260. It's going to be found under disc harrows, but it requires 600 horsepower, 80-metre working width, 11-mile-an-hour working speed, 221 grand, and a bit of change on top of that one. I think this is a job for old Big Roy. Right, so here we go. Big Roy's entered the chat. Dear oh dear. We're going to unfold it, LB and A. There we are. So it's going to go through its whole animation, putting its wings out, ready to fly in the field. Then once it's done, we can be doing a bit of disc harrowing. All right, so it's a little bit twitchy. Don't get me wrong, I've got my speed turned up, but all right, we'll lower it down, and then we'll get going. I mean, it said 600 horsepower. This has got 600 horsepower. I mean, it's taking its time going, but all right, well, now we're going. Oh, maybe it's because we was outside of the field. Interesting. Interesting indeed. But once it gets going, it's no problem. Obviously, this is what it was designed for. Oh, it's right at home doing this. Well, we're sticking with Salford for the next one because we've got the 9620 Air Boom Applicator. 18,700 litre capacity for solid fertiliser again. So this is a bit like the old Rogator one from Fendt. Yeah. Oh, that. To be fair, that was awesome. Awesome on the back of that. And now you've got a pull behind you can do it with as well. So 360 horsepower requirement for me tractor, 22-metre working width, and a 13-mile-an-hour work speed for 196.5 grand. The options you've got are Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, BKT, Väderstad, and then back to Trelleborg on your tyres. So I think we used the old Ford for this one, the old 1156. Now, like the old Rogator, this has got the old rolling top. Rolling cover. That's awesome. That's a great animation, that is. So obviously we're just going to fill it up with the old solid fertiliser. Job's a good one. Then once that's full, like that, just put the cover over again. That's great. Oh, I love that. Right, so we're at the edge of the field. We're going to do the usual unfold at LB and A. That's going to be putting the arms out. Now, the difference between this and the old Rogator, other than it being a tow behind rather than a separate standalone vehicle, is you can change the working width. So it's 22 metres at the biggest one. LB and left stick in, no, right stick in even. You can change it to 18 metre, 15, 12, and then down to 9. So you don't have to have it as just one working width, which is ace. So we'll do the same. LB and X, turn it on. There we are. Putting it through its paces, giving it precision on the old solid fertiliser. Then obviously you can just change the working width. It's going to do a little bit of a smaller spread, and then a bit smaller again, and again, and again, and then right back out to the big one at the end. That is awesome. I do like that. I thought that was great on the old Rogator, and if you don't want to be using a standalone vehicle, you can use this instead. That is awesome. And next up is something that looks ridiculous. This is the Brandt 2500 DXT. Obviously, it's an auger wagon, and it's got tracks. Everything is better with tracks. That just looks ace. 88,000 litre capacity. So if you're playing more realistic, yeah, I mean, I know we got trailers that hold millions of litres, but if you're going down the actual realism route, this is probably one of the biggest ones we're going to get. So 500 horsepower requirement for me tractor, and it's going to cost you 171.5 grand. You do have the colour option on this. Now, I haven't put my colour change mod back on, so you could have it as, well, let's face it, any one of those four. I'm thinking grey. Oh, that's looking good. Right, so here we go. We've got the old DeltaTrack on the front. We've got tracks all round. Oh, that is looking good. In the dark grey, that is looking good. And it's also got the old roll animation on the cover. L being left on the D-pad. Oh, that's awesome. Fair enough. L being down is going to be putting the pipe out like that. But what if we want to get it filled up? Well, we could be using this, the old Trout River live bottom rear lift. This is awesome. 36,400 litre capacity. It's going to cost you 103.5 grand. And we have the option to change the main colour, which is going to be doing those bits. And then the rim colour is obviously going to do the rims. Now, what's good about this is like the old Yorgo wagon as well. It's got the same animation and the old rollover bit. That is awesome. That is good. I mean, that and the trailers that we have with it in this pack, that's just ace. It's a great animation. But what the old pièce de resistance with this is, if we back it up like that, yeah, we're not going to be able to load it into the Yorgo wagon like this. Oh, no, 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 no. Right, if you do LB and right stick up and down, you can lift the trailer up. You can lift the end of the trailer up like that, and then you just maneuver it in place. So because you're doing LB and right stick up and down, you could just basically leave it at any height that you like. So that's as high as it goes. So it will go into this like that. Then once you get to there, we'll just spin it around. We'll zoom out a little. There we are. And we'll do we want to unload, don't we? So RB and Y. It's going to open up the back bit. The bottom floor is going to move it all up like that and empty out into the Yorgo wagon. That is awesome. I mean, whether you got this or a different trailer, or maybe you got like a sail point that's a bit high up for whatever reason it is, you can just use this. And when you're done, LB and right stick up and down. Well, down. To be fair, LB and right stick up is actually lower it down, which is a bit random. But that being said, that's awesome. That is a great trailer. Alright, so next up is the Gia EL4860 4800. Man, that's a long name. Now, according to Stefan on the old live stream, and he's German, and this is a German brand, it is pronounced Gia. So we'll go along with that anyway. So this requires 220 horsepower from your tractor, 16 metre working width, and a 9 mile an hour working speed for 75.5 grand. And obviously, it's a slurry spreader. You do have the option of wheel brands, Trelleborg, Michelin, BKT, Väderstad, and then back to Trelleborg again. Well, Väderstad is the only one that's got an option there. All right, fair enough. You then got attacher types on the front. This is going to be your US or EU version. And then you've got the option to change the colour of the rims. Fair enough. Now, obviously, you've got there, the old front axle is lifted. Now, we can change that. Obviously, if you're driving along the road and it's empty, you're going to lift it up. Yeah, a little bit more economical on the old fuel coming out of your tractor. But if we do LB and up on the D-pad, then lowers it down, which is fair enough. Now, once you've got it up in the air, if you was to then go and fill this thing up, which is what we're going to do, it's going to automatically put it down. So we're going to come over here like that, get to the point where we can load it in. That's great. I mean, you could potentially, if you wanted to, go for the spout at the back. That's where you should realistically load it in. And then we're going to load it up. So we're going to put digestate or slurry in. We'll go with slurry. And then as soon as you start putting stuff in, it's going to be putting the front axle down automatically, and then away you go. You do have the option to lift it up if you wanted to. That's entirely up to you. I mean, it puts a little bit more weight on the old rear hitch, but not a problem. Now, this being a slurry spreader, obviously you're going to need to unfold it first. So LB and A is going to be putting the arms out like that. There we are. So that's the first one. That's the second one. You can get going. LB and X, turn on. There's your slurry coming out the back. You do the option to lower it down as well. That's giving you a smaller working width, but alright, fair enough. And you actually have the option to double applicate. So it's going to slow it down by half and just put twice as much on. Alright, fair enough. I like that. That's ace. Now, the next piece of equipment is also by Gear, and basically it's the same as the one we've just seen, just a little bit bigger. So that had 21,000 litre capacity. This has got 35,900. Now, obviously, you know, slurry spreaders do get through it pretty quick. So you might want to go for the bigger one itself. Now, again, it's got the liftable axle on the front. Same 16 metre working width, 9 mile an hour working speed. But this one requires 350 horsepower from your tractor. And it's going to cost you 125 grand. You have the wheel brands, your Trelleborg, your Michelins, BKT, Väderstad, Trelleborg again, so same as the previously, and again attach type EU and US, and then your rim colour is your rims. So obviously they both work the same, so entirely up to you which one you go for. Maybe save a little bit of cash going for this one. Well, let's face it, it's 50 grand cheaper But they're both the same colour, obviously just different capacity. So you go for whichever one you want. Well, the last piece of equipment we got in the old Plains and Prairies DLC is the Gear STR447. This isn't a spreader, this is a tanker. Yeah, and you're going to have to use a lorry to pull it along with. 39,800 litre capacity, 126 grand. The only option is to change the rim colour, which is obviously going to be the rims. Now, obviously, this is going to be, you can probably have this at the side of the road, come and fill up the sprayers that we've just seen already. But this is interesting. So if you go for LB and RB together and right stick left and right, it's going to be opening up that hatch there, the old spout. You can just see that at the bottom of the screen. Fair enough. Now, LB and right stick up and down, you need to do something first, because you need to do LB and right stick left and right. Open that, well, pull the pipe out like that, and then right stick up and down works up and down like that. Great. So once you got it back to where you want it to go, it just puts it back into that little holder unit, and away you go. Now, you don't particularly need to use that. I mean, you could go down the road of, facilitating it, coming along to your slurry pit, and then just put your pipe in, and then fill it up that way. You don't need to, because you can just come along to said area, silo, whatever you want to call it, and you're going to fill it up like normal. So we're just going to come over here like that. There we are. Fill it up, slurry, job's a good one, and then away you go. Now, we'll say this tanker, it's got 39,000, a touch under 40,000. The biggest spreader is not much smaller. So, yeah. Okay, fair enough. I suppose you could fill the spray up first and then come and bring this back later when it's run out. But, alright, no problem. So that's your Plains and Prairies pack for you. And to be fair, I like that. I mean, like these sprayers here, I say sprayers, it's solid fertilizer, but in a sprayer application. I think that's ace. That is awesome. And obviously, we've got the Ford Brandt tractors in the game now. So that does, I would say, that opens things up for modders. Get some Ford tractors at least on the go. Maybe not the old tractor, the old trucks, but all right, we'll see on that one. Big Roy, that is awesome. Do like that. Obviously, the versatile tractors, they're great as well. But I think for me, the best in the pack is this. The old Fendt Rogator. That is awesome. Looks great. I mean, it looks, got wide stance on it as well with the old chunky tyres and doing the old solid fertilizer spreading through the old boom system. That is ace. Oh, I do like it. Now, there is a link down below if you want to pick up the old DLC, if you're on PC, that is, and it'll help the channel out at no extra cost. But also remember, if you've already got the Year 1 Season Pass, it's going to be part of that, so you don't have to buy it again, which is awesome. And there's also going to be a link down there for the Year 1 Season Pass. So go check them out, helps the channel out, no extra cost. But this is a great pack. I mean, I know we've had packs in the past that have been a little bit, this one's awesome.